You got sound? Let's do D major. What is the key signature for D major? Bingo. 2 sharps, F sharp, C sharp. When you give C sharps, duh. When you give sharps, you do give them in theoretical order, not the order in which you come across playing them on the keyboard. They happen to be in that order in this key, but the theoretical order is related to that formula. You guys realize the circle of fifths is nothing but that tetrachord formula repeated over and over and over again, up a fifth. And because that tetrachord formula is formulaic, you're just creating a whole nother formula. That's why the sharps aren't, well, I think we could use G once in a while, maybe an A on an odd day, there's F. No, It's formulaic. The sharps have a theoretical order because of all that formula stuff going on. That's why they are F, C, G, D, A, E, B. And the flats are B, E, A, D, G, C, F with no other options as to how to name them. You name them in accordance with the formula. Make sense? Just in case you never thought about that. Okay, so we're in D major. We got F sharp and C sharp. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 8 notes you got to play. You're going to use the first 3 fingers. The easiest place to get 8 totaled is to put your thumb under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 the rest of the way. Like a this. 1, 2, 3, thumb under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 over, coming back. 3, 2, 1. Taylor, you good? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's do it. I'm speaking right hand first, Taylor. 1, nice and slow. 2, same as you play them. Let's do it. Go. D, 1, 2, don't rush. 3 on F sharp. Thumb under. 1, 2, 3, 4 on C sharp. C sharp. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Third finger, third over on F, F sharp, 2, 1. Okay, even if I heard some people falling downstairs, you got the drift, right? Taylor, you good? Okay, cool. All right. Let's look at this progression. Oh, we might as well do the triads while we're here. Think about your triads. You know what? Since you're not being tested right now, I'll let you can play triads. Ordinarily, it's look, ma, no hands time. What's the one chord in the key of D major? Spelled. What's the 2 chord? Gotta say minor. If you say E, it means major. E minor, spelled. 3 chord. F sharp what? Okay, now remember, just take a split second to go, wait, all the minor triads in a key are 2, 3, and 6. You shouldn't even think about that. You hit the third and you know it's minor. F sharp minor, bam, don't even think about it. Yeah, think about it, but start including the fact that 2, 3, and 6 are always minor. So the 3 chord, whoop, my bad, I said third. The 3 chord is F sharp minor, spelled. What's the 4 chord? G, and you can say G or G major, it means major, either way. Spelled. Good, what's the 5 chord? A major, spelled. Perfect. What's the 6 chord? Ouch. Minor. There you go. 2, 3, and 6 are always minor. It's B minor spelled. B, D, F sharp. What's the 7 chord? C sharp. I think you saw it. Just your mouth decided to leave the sharp off. C sharp diminished spelled. Correctamundo. We don't need to play them. That's the hard part, is figuring them out. Let's look at this progression. Let's look at the first one. Oh, you know what? I'm glad this progression is here. Little disclaimer. Everything has got to be in smooth voice leading. Okay? You guys got that? Seems like you're all following with the program there. Smooth voice leading and good voice leading are not always the same thing. As you'll see in one of our lectures when we come back, we're going to talk really like a glancing blow of like counterpoint exists. And counterpoint is just how do voices move against each other. Moving the same way at the same time as parallel motion, it's a little more sophisticated than that, and we'll delineate that later. But for now, parallel motion was always a no-no. Like Bach and Mozart, those guys are rolling in their graves. If we go from a 1 chord down to a root position, 1 chord down to a root position, 6 chord, we took everything and moved it all in the same direction. Traditionally, that's like, what are you doing? contemporary. It's contemporarily. It's done all the time. Power chords. Parallel. And the worst offender was fifths. And triads have fifths on the outside. So I just want you to understand the difference. Traditionally, we might not be doing the best choices of voice leading, but it is smooth. Just so you understand the difference, okay? So we are being smooth, but we're doing parallel motion, and some people get their shorts in a twist over parallel motion. Contemporarily, people do it all the time in modern music, in pop music, and all kinds of, rock and stuff. Anywho, root position, one chord, easy cheesy. Let's hear it. D, F sharp, A. Good. Go down to the sixth chord in root position. Just go down, take everything down a third. There you go. Now we need a two chord. I'll remember where you were. We need a two chord. What's the two chord in this key? Don't worry about the inversion yet. We need a two chord in D major. What's the chord? E minor, played in root position. Put it in first inversion. Put the E on top. What do you got? G. From low to high, what do you got? G. GBE, that's first inversion. We need in a second inversion, invert it one more time. Put that G up on top. What do you got? What do you got? B. B. B, E, G, and you just came from B, D, F sharp. Woohoo! You got to keep the B. Keep your thumb on the B. So let's go back to the beginning. I'll help you out. D, F sharp, A, right? Go down a third, not up. What happens if you jump up to the sixth chord? Up a sixth. You're supposed to, you're not, try that again. You're not good morning. You're not supposed to exceed a third in smooth voice leading. So you're not going to jump up to the sixth chord. That's a no-no. You're just going to go down a third and you stayed within the limit. Okay? So D, F sharp, A, sorry. Down a third to B, D, F sharp. Now we're going to B, E, G. That's your two chord, B, E, G. So that was handy. Now we need a 5-7 chord. Now it's a seventh chord and we need it in first inversion. Fortunately, we're not going to go out of our minds inverting it. We only have to do it once. What is this 5-7 chord in this key? If you say A dominant, you're just giving me a triad. It is the 5 triad. So you have to be really specific. If somebody says play an A7, you have to call it a seventh chord and say it's A7 and it's going to have 4 notes in it.
But would it be A dominant 7 or just A7?
Either one is correct.
Okay.
Question was, would it be A7 or A dominant 7? Considering musicians are notoriously lazy, most of them just call it an A7. It means the exact same thing. It's kind of like saying a D chord and a D major chord. It means the same thing. It's just...
It means something different than that?
If you say A dominant...
It's the same thing.
It just means it's an A chord that's the 5 chord in the key of D.
Okay.
If you say A dominant 7th, that means it's got 4 notes and it's got the 7th. See the difference? Does that make sense? Cool. Good question. So we need an A7. Play it in root position. Spell it. A. A, C sharp, E, G. Correct. Put it in first inversion. Put that A up on top. What do you got? C sharp what? C sharp, E, G, A. If it's easier on your hand, you can release and not play the 5th component of the 5th, root 3rd, 5th, 7th. You cannot play the 5th of the chord, the component of the 5th. What note is that? G is the 7th. Got to have the 3rd and the 7th. If you leave out in the 3rd or the 7th, you're not playing the right chord. You're wrong. Don't want that. The 5th of the chord, A, C sharp, E is the 5th. You can drop the E out if it's more comfortable for your hand and you're following what you're doing. If it's easier for you to go, wait, I got 3rd, 5th, 7, 9, and you want to keep the 5th in, keep it in. That's optional. You can do it either way. I don't care how you do it. Do it the way that makes sense to you, that's going to make the harmony clear, and you're going to get it correct. Make sense? Okay, so we're going C sharp, E, G, A. And we came from B, E, G. Did I say that right? Yes. So play B, E, G, the 2 chord, second inversion, B, E, G. And then we're going to C sharp, E, G, A. See how close that is? That there, my friends, is smooth voice leading. Okay, let's go from the beginning. Let's hear the one chord, the D. Good. To go down a third to play the sixth chord, B, D, F sharp. Your two chord, E minor second inversion, my bad, is B, E, G. Your 5/7 chord is going to be the same both times, is C sharp, E, G, A. And for this month, we are always going to play all of our progressions with the 5 chord in first inversion. Have you guys figured out why? Did I mention that? Why? Say again. Because the leading tone then leads you right back, that C sharp leads you right back to playing your root, your one chord in root position. Are there other options? Yes, there are. I don't want to find you in a corner twitching in the hallway. I'm giving you the obvious I-95 one. You can work with other ones as you move forward, but right now let's just get it right where 7 goes to 8. Bam-o, end of discussion. Cool? Let's look at the other option. Whichever one is easier for you, doesn't matter. We need root position D. That's easy enough to do. Let's try the second option, D, F sharp, A. We need a first inversion 6th chord, not B, D, F sharp, but take your B minor, put it up in first inversion, put the B on top. There you go. So you came from D, F sharp, A, you're going to D, F sharp, B. Make sense? You guys with me? D, F sharp, A to D, F sharp, B. And then we can play 2 chord right in root position. We're close enough. 2 chord is E minor, E, G, B. Right? You there? E, G, B. And then we're going back to our good old first inversion dominant 7th chord, C sharp, E, G, A. If you play the E or not is your choice. Make sense? To me, you guys can figure out what works for you. I don't care which one you use, but they're both good smooth voice leading that set you up down a nice I-95 kind of route where you can see what's going on, you can understand the harmony, and can use smooth voice leading and execute it like bam, done. To me, it just seems that usually one of them, of the 2 choices, if you have 2 choices, one of them is usually a little easier for your hand to do, but it's harder for you to think through it. And the other option is, it's hard for your hand to do, but it's easier to think through. That's my take on it, which isn't necessarily the case. But whatever you need to do, there you go. What's the relative minor to D major? B, like boy, minor, right. Same key signature. Let's play the scale real quick. B minor, 2 sharps, C sharp and F sharp, and it's still, yep, it's still same fingering, which is handy. Here we go, B minor, 1, 2, I'll speak in right hand, let me know if you need help. Here we go, B minor, say the notes. 1, 2 on C sharp, 3, thumb on E, 1, 2 on F sharp, 3 on G, 4 on A, 5 on B, back down, 4 on A, 3 on G, 2 on F sharp, thumb on E, 3rd finger over, 3, 3, 3 on D, 2 on C sharp. Good, did you get it, Taylor? Good. I'm so sorry I'm ignoring your left-handitude. Make it harmonic minor. How do we do that? How do we take a natural minor and turn it into a harmonic minor? Raise the 7th scale degree. In this case, our subtonic, our low 7. Subtonic is a low 7, not a leading tone. That's why I was on about what kind of 7. You have to be specific. So we got a subtonic right now. It's a whole step below A, and so therefore we're going to make it a leading tone by doing what? Take it up a half step, make it A sharp. Same fingering. Let's do it. 1, 2, really slowly. Here we go. And ready, and thumb. 2 on C sharp, don't rush. 3 on D, 1 on thumb under on E, 2 on F sharp, 3 on G, 4 on A sharp, 5 on B, 4 on A sharp, 3 on G, 2 on F sharp, thumb on E, 3, 3, 3, 3 on D, 2 on C sharp. There you go, makes sense. You've done the minor progression a couple times already, so let's see if you can figure it out. Should be okay. We are in B like boy minor. Root position, 1 chord. B, D, F. Then we go to the lovely 3 chord in second inversion, and it's always, the 3 chord used to be 1 in the major key, the relative major key. So that's going to be a D chord. So play it in root position. D, F sharp, A. Put it in first inversion. Put that D up on top. What do you have? F sharp, A, D. We need second inversion. Flip the F sharp up to the top. What do you got?
A, D, F sharp.
Right. A, D, F sharp. You're faster than me because I'm like busy going, wait, was it? A, D, F sharp. And you came from B, D, F sharp. Can't get smoother than that. You're holding down two voices. You're retaining two of the same tones. Awesome. So we're moving on to a first inversion 4 chord. What's the 4 chord in the key of B minor? So close. Count again. Went too far. E minor. And we need what? First inversion. So play your E minor root position. Flip it up to first inversion. And instead of E, G, B, we're putting the E on top, and we have what? G, G, B, E. So let's go back to the beginning. I'll remember for you. We got B, D, F sharp. Is our 1 chord. A, D sharp. A, D, F sharp for your 3 chord. And then we go to B, E, G for the 4 chord. Yep, so we're moving everything up. Your whole hand moves. That one you have to think about. And then we need a good old first inversion 5 chord, but first time it's minor. What chord is that in B minor? What's the F, so close. F sharp minor. First inversion, that's A, C sharp, F. A, C sharp, F sharp, sorry, yes, F sharp, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so that leaves you right in position to hit B minor again, bammo. B, D, F sharp. 3 chord is D major, second inversion, A, D, F sharp. We're going to our first inversion, E minor, the 4 chord. That is, why can't I think? What key am I in? B minor. I totally lost my concentration. G, B, E. Wait, am I in the right key? Right. And now we need A sharp, C sharp, F sharp. That makes it an F sharp major. Part of the reason that it might be slowing you down is we didn't think through the triads in B minor. We just did the scale. So if you think through the triads, you'll realize when you go through step by step, when you're using natural minor scale, the 5 chord is F sharp minor. But you guys have been answering well. When you use the harmonic minor scale, the 5 chord is F sharp major. When you use the natural minor scale, the 7 chord is A major. But when you use the harmonic minor scale, the 7 chord is what? A sharp what? Go for it. Nope, the 7 chord. Okay, we're talking about the 7 chord in B minor. If I'm in B minor, but I'm using the natural minor scale, what's the 7 chord? What's the name of the 7 chord? C sharp. We're in B like boy minor. Nope, we're using the natural minor scale. So what's the name of the 7 chord? What is it? A major. Okay, hang tough. If I'm using the harmonic minor scale, I took that subtonic and made it a leading tone. I made A into A sharp. Now what's the name of the 7 chord if I'm using the harmonic minor scale? A sharp diminished. Make sense, Sean? Cool. And it's spelled A sharp, C sharp, E. Yeah, and we got to call it A sharp. We can't call it anything else. You have a transcription coming up, so we're going to have this whole week off before you have to do a chord chart, but I'm going to talk about it right now anyway. I know you guys want to run screaming and take a sledgehammer to Aurelia. Hang tough, keep an open mind. Don't let the frustration get to you. Whenever you transcribe something, honestly, I would listen to it a couple times ahead of time, like doing dishes, folding laundry. Like, listen to it many times without pressure. Because you got to use your ears, you got to be slow, you got to be patient with it. Audiate. Whenever I'm transcribing anything, I will like do mundane stuff around the house, like boring stuff around the house while it's playing. I'll just put it on loop. And when I come back to it, I can literally, and you can too, you play a little bit and you go, and you can hear it back, and then you can sing it back. That's what the audiating is. That's the point. That's what we're trying to get you to really focus on using your inner hearing. You do it already. We're just giving it a fancy name. We're just giving it like a fancy PhD name and accentuating your use of it and helping you make it even better because it's a very important tool. So, important principle. You always got to find do. And what do you listen to find do? You tell me.
Or just the whole song.
Tonic, you're listening for what kind of feeling are you listening to for tonic? Home bass, resolution. Where in the music are you going to listen? Bass line is your friend. And of course, you want to listen to chord qualities as well, but the bass line is your friend. You got to know where do is and what the relationship's going on between do and what I hear. That's really what's going to help you most. So, of course, listen attentively with these questions in mind. Come on. So where's the tonal center? Can I sing it? Right? Basically, where's tonic? Is it major or minor? What's the meter? What's the time signature? Now remember, meter and time signature are not the same thing, but they're intimately related. Meter is how we feel subdivisions grouped with pulses. Time signature tells you exactly how to make the little rhythmic configurations within that framework. But they're not the same thing, just very intimately related. Can I sing do, sustain it, and find it on a keyboard? And I think that's my last thought about that. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's answer these questions. Forgot what key I was in. Sing do. By ear. I'll do it again. I'm going to ask you to sing do. No playing. Okay, hear it. Sing do. Do. I got harmony. I got up a third. Do. Sing it. I still got harmony, but that's okay. Do. Maybe that'll help. Let me hear do again. Better. Okay. So when you're looking for do, you don't want to do this. Do. Gotta be careful. You don't want to do this. Do. I found do. Did you hear me change? I slipped to what I thought it was. So even after you find do, confirm that you're in the right key. What's the other pitfall? I think that's it. Okay, so was I major or minor? Am I in a major or minor key? Yep, you found do. What kind of meter was it? Did you catch it? I'll play it again. Meter, not time signature. Meter. Here comes again. What kind of meter? One lolly, two lolly, bum, 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 bum. Good. Now, most likely, what was my time signature? Most likely, a lot of times students will ask, how can you tell the difference between 12/8 and 6/8? There are times when it's really impossible. It is really hard to tell. However, one of the usual giveaways is the harmonic rhythm. To some degree, but harmonic rhythm is going to indicate how often the chord changes. That's what harmonic rhythm is. It's how often the harmony changes in relation to the rhythmic activity going on. I could argue either way that I was in 6/8 or 12/8. Because all my harmonic rhythm was equal. I didn't change anything. Every single chord was held for the same length of time. Usually in harmonic rhythm, you're trying to decide between 6/8 and 12/8. I was thinking in 6/8, but it could easily have been 12/8 because the way the harmony panned out and how long I held it, you could have gone either way. If it's a really clear, obvious, either 12/8 or 6/8, it usually has to do with how the harmony went by. So I'm only answering that because that comes up, and I wouldn't have a chicken about that. It's, don't worry about it. There's bigger fish to fry than whether you're in 12/8 or 6/8. And you found do and sustained it. Awesome. We're good. So let's talk about some of the characteristics of do, which you guys know, and I bet you're going to reel them off no problem. Feeling of home base. What else? Is do tension or resolution? Big time resolution, not tension. You're being settled, okay, I've arrived. I can end this song. So we did this. You audiate do, sing it, sustain the pitch until you can find it and match it on a keyboard. Oh, so go ahead and do that, because you guys shouldn't know what key I was in. Sing do, find out what key was I in. Don't say anything yet. Just dig around until you find it. Do, do. There's your do. Find out what key I was in. You should be singing it. Do. I don't want to sing too close because I have a cold. Sing do. Do, do. Wait, before you play anything, match me. Do. Good. Do. Do. Play slowly, one at a time. Do. Go by half steps. Do. Do. Make sense? Make sure you're producing it, because if it comes from you, it'll click better. What key was I in? E, like eggplant flat. Yup, that's what key I was in. So that's, basically what you want to do. Be careful to maintain the pitch. Like I said, don't change it to match the note. Like I showed you, I deliberately slid down because I think I have it. And your voice slides down. Move slowly from key to key and go by half steps. Go by half steps the whole time. And we are Dunskies, I think. Oh, no, not yet. Got excited for a minute. Establish when do is the root of the tonic chord, because remember, just because you hear do is also in the 4 chord. So make sure you're talking about the tonic chord, and find every iteration of tonic. When we do our analog Aurelia with Jacob playing, we go hit the tonics first. That's what you do, like we do, for those exercises. Now, here's the problem. Do can be in a 4 chord, it can be in a 1 chord, it can be in a 6 chord. And that's about it for our purposes right now. It can be anywhere, but for our purposes, since we're going down I-95 this month. Is it in a 1 chord? Yes. And it's in root position, it's the bass note, right? Whether it's major or minor, of course. It's in a 4 chord, yes. But it's not the root, so be careful. If you're hearing a 4 chord, yeah, you should hear do. What component of the chord is it? Root, 3rd, 5th. Those are your choices. It's not the root. Do is the 5th component, root, 3rd, 5th, of a 4 chord. Think in C, think easy. C, E, G, 1 chord. F, A, C is the 4 chord. C is do. Root, 3rd, 5th, F, A, C. Okay? So it is. It's not the root, it's the 5th. And is do in a 5/7 chord or a 5 chord? Nah. Ixnay. No, nah, niet. It is not. But one important scale degree that is very close to do, important scale degree, dwee-oop, club goes up. Leading tone is in there. That's why if you sing a leading tone through a tonic chord, you should be going, ow. Or vice versa, a tonic note, a do, through a 5/7 chord, you should be going, ow. Yep. It's that leading tone. That's the important thing. So remember, always, bass line is your friend. Follow the bass line. Once you know the bass lines, check on your chord quality, see if it's major or minor. Always, always, always confirm the bass line and chord designations by playing along with the music, with the bass lines and chords. If you can't execute both at the same time, no prob. Do the bass line one time, do the chords one time, and most definitely Sibelius will play through it for you. Sibelius won't play chord designations, my bad. Definitely you should play through it, okay? One of the dangers, though, you have to be careful. You can't have speakers or speaker system so loud that when you're playing, you can't really hear what you're playing. And if you're wrong, you miss it because your speaker or your sound system was too loud. Or conversely, you don't have a good enough balance or the speaker's up loud enough so that you're playing the wrong chord so loud you're not hearing that you don't match. So be careful with that. But please, please, please play through. Sometimes I get assignments and I just want to go, there's no way in hell this person even thought about playing through. Aurelia test 1, there's a whole list of stuff to do and everybody just goes and does the test. But there's all sorts of little delineations. In practice mode, you can slow down the tempo. You can't in the test mode, but you can in practice mode. Like you can literally put it at 20 BPM and it's like chord. Second chord. That's only in practice mode, obviously. You can also boost the bass end a little bit. It's not much, but it's a little bit of help. Okay? Good question. And I think that's it. No, we're trying to decide. It's a 5 or 5/7 chord. You guys saw me struggling when Jacob did the progression. I'm like, crap, I know. I'm not sure if there's a 7th in that or not. Remember, the 7th of a 5/7 chord, the 7th is fa. It's 4 going to 3, and that's usually what I'm listening for. So what is a 5 chord missing that a 5/7 chord has? The 7 has a 7th, root 3rd, 5th, 7th, a regular, and that's kind of what you were getting at. Was it Ben? Was it Ben? Even one said like an A chord, an A dominant, and it didn't say dominant 7th. That was the only distinction I'm making. A 5 chord is a triad. A 5/7 chord is a 4-note chord. It's a 7th quality chord. Okay? So yeah, that's the difference, obviously. How does that note usually move after its appearance in a 5/7 chord? That note that's missing is the 7th of the chord components, root 3rd, 5th, 7th. Remember, the 7th of that chord is the 4th scale degree of whatever key you're in. How does it usually move? Where does 4 go? 4 moves to 3. 7 goes to 8. 4 goes to 3. Yes, it's going to move to the 3rd scale degree of the key you're in. So use solfege. Do you hear fa? How does the 5 chord usually resolve? There are options. What's the most direct way for a 5 chord to resolve? To 1. We know it can go to 6, and as I said, down the road it'll go to even more interesting places. But we're taking 995. We're going 5 to 1 most of the months, maybe a 6 once in a while. So it usually does go to 1. So if you hear fa going to mi, that's the 7th in the 5/7, moving to the 3rd of the tonic chord. Let's think in C major, super easy. G, B, D, F. That's your G7 in the key of C, right? F is the 4th scale degree in the key of C. F moving to E, that's scale degree 4, moving to scale degree 3. That's what we're listening for.